people. It is good to be back from my mini hiatus. My name is Joe, and this is the Joe is Hungry channel, where today we're headed to Little Caesars to check out their latest version of a Crazy Puff. Take a few bites, issue a score, right here within the city limits of Fairmount, Georgia. David R., Skittles thanks you for your generosity. Jake T., happy birthday, and thank you for supporting the channel. Cleo, Amanda, Aster, and Jake, Derek, Zayna, Bird, and Kyle, I want to wish you a very happy birthday and thank you for your support. Kitten, Kiki, Colt, and Caitlin, Michaela, Adrian, and Carmine, I want to wish each and every one of you a very hungry happy birthday. The new Cheesesteak Crazy Puffs, according to Little Caesars, is a handheld mini pizza with seasoned and sliced steak, onions and melted cheese, they don't tell us which kind, sprinkled with Parmesan Cheese. An order of 4 of these will load 690 calories onto your daily diet. Unfortunately, if you want to know what the full nutritional information is, Little Caesars fails completely to provide that to the general public. A legal requirement, by the way, and a disturbing trend I'm seeing in fast food limited time offers lately. If I come across this information, I will put it in the description below, but I'm not holding my breath. A single a la carte order of 4 of these will set you back $3.99 or make it a Crazy Puffs Crave combo for $4.99 before taxes in Georgia, which is nothing more than the addition of a 20-ounce Pepsi. Is this a good deal or more creative marketing fluff? Well, let's put it to the test and head over to the pickup window at Little Caesars in Cartersville, Georgia. I've got my order in. Let's get on with this show.
You can go ahead with your order.
Yeah, I had an app order in for the Cheesesteak Crazy Puffs.
You can pull forward.
Oh, thank you.
The order's not yet ready yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hand you this, and whenever it starts buzzing, that means your order's ready. You come back through the drive-thru or come inside and pick it up.
Okay. All right. Well, that's new. They give you one of these little buzzer boxes to let you know when your order's ready. So I can either go back to the drive-thru or walk in and get it, which is probably what I'm gonna do. My pager hasn't gone off yet. I'm gonna go ahead and go inside, pick up my food, and then we're gonna do the Joe is Hungry temperature test. Crazy Puffs number 1 is 153.9 degrees Fahrenheit. Crazy Puffs number 2 is 163.8 degrees Fahrenheit. Crazy Puff number 3 is 160.0 degrees Fahrenheit. If you've been watching my channel any length of time, you know I like my temperatures at 140 degrees or above. Hotter is always better. They're made to order. I actually thought they'd be a little bit hotter than this, but anyway. Little Caesars, Cartersville, you passed the Joe is Hungry temperature test. Now it's time to open the box, take a deep look inside, get the scales ready for some serious weights, head back to the studios and do the Joe is Hungry weight test. Well, Little Caesars, you did all right on the temperature test. I expected nothing less. But we need to see how you do with portion control when we take off for this packaging. In other words, set the chair on the scales. Crazy Puffs number 1 weighs in at 7.95 ounces or 226 grams. Crazy Puffs number 2 weighs in at 8.64 ounces or 245 grams. Crazy Puffs number 3 weighs in at 8.62 ounces or 244 grams, while the difference between the heaviest and the lightest is actually less than 10% of the average weight of all three. So today, Little Caesars, you actually pass the Joe is Hungry consistency weight test. Well, Little Caesars, they don't have any serving weights in their nutritional information. There is little more I can do about that except add them all up, average them out, do the math, and you come up with a fairly reasonable 48 cents an ounce, which leads us on to the next test. The one and only, the Joe is Hungry Big Reveal. This is what it looks like, and this is what it's supposed to look like. This is what it looks like, and this is what it's supposed to look like. Well, we've seen what they look like, and we saw how much they were. Actually, a fairly decent price. And from my perspective, they're a little bit more brown and a little bit more messy, but in my opinion, you may disagree. I actually think they might look a little better than their photograph. Leave it in the comments. Which leads us on to the next test, the one and only, the Joe is Hungry Bite Test. So it is Bite Test Engage. The pizza dough was nicely cooked and well browned and actually retained a little bit of crispiness even after it cooled down. The cheese was properly melted and tasty, and the onions actually added to the flavor. The meat, it was very savory and present and blended well with the other flavors. This thing was small, easy to handle, and wasn't messy. With that being said, we need to look into the past, see what Shadow Joe thinks, and do the Joe is Hungry Sneakadoodle Bite. Sneakadoodle Bite number 1. Sneakadoodle Bite number 2. My penalty box hat. Sneakadoodle Bite number 3. It is hot, it is cheesy, it's mildly savory, and there's actually some meat. So now it's time to give this thing a score. If you don't know my scale is 1 to 10, 9 being the best. Anything above 9 say once in a lifetime experience and almost never achieved. 5 and down is that slippery slope to the pits and depths of fast food hell. So let's go ahead and give this the number that it truly deserves. Little Caesars. When I went into this, I really honestly didn't have high hopes. I was thinking this was going to be mid-5s, if that. But today, it's a decent price. I actually like the flavor. So I'm going to go 6.8. That is my number. This is my review, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.